Well, a computer system is in here, but it's subdivided into two. A computer is mainly subdivided into two. We have computer hardware and computer software. So briefly, we want to understand these two. If you're a beginner, these are the things that you have to be with as fundamentals. You will not say that I've learned computer when you cannot differentiate between the software and the hardware part of a computer system. So we may have to look at this. What is a computer hardware? Computer hardware is the physical part of the computer system. Machinery and equipment. Physical, it means you can see and touch. You can lift. Whatever you can lift, you can touch is physical, something that is tangible. So in here, we are looking at the components that make up a computer. So we have parts of the computer as well. You can see we have different parts as we may continue to look at them. So briefly, if we say that a computer is a combination of physical components or machinery or equipments, uh, when we are talking it on the side of hardware, it means we have also to understand the different hardwares. Examples of computer hardware, we have monitor, the one that looks like a screen, or the one that shows pictures or words. That one is, we call it a monitor. We have the central processing unit, which is the CPU. This is where most of the computer calculation take place, because it has the motherboard, it has the fan, it has the battery, it has all the integrated circuits are inside the CPU. It means it's another component you can touch, you can lift it, but inside here we have what we call a very important item called a CPU, which is the brain of the computer. Then we have what we call a keyboard. These devices is used to type or to input data into your computer. Remember, when I say data here, I'm talking of the text, videos, and voice. So the combination of voice and video and the audios and whatsoever, that's what we call data. More about computer hardware, you can look at mouse, a small device which you move across the top of the desk to move the pointer or cursor on the screen. We have a printer. We have printers that are also hardware. We have image scanners. All these are different hardwares that we can talk about. Before we proceed, we have some other hardwares that are not even mainly mentioned here. For instance, joystick, we have bar reader codes, we have microphones, we have speakers, we have USB, we have flash disks, we have CD-ROMs, we have compact disc read-only, and DVDs, the versatile digital displays. All those are hardwares. So when we are talking about hardware, we may continue go on to what we call computer peripherals, as we shall see in the future. But also the ones that I've mentioned are also part of the big system that we call a computer system. So briefly, what is computer software? The other side we have looked at computer we have looked at computer hardware as tangible or physical, the things that you can lift, the things that you can touch. For instance, a flash. For instance, a power cable. Those are hardwares. Other items that can be connected to a computer. One may call it peripherals. Well, but now what are computer softwares? These are programs that tell a computer what to do. As simple as that. That is a software. A computer cannot work without a software. For instance, what could be exactly a software? A software could be like a song. For instance, your favorite artists that you know there, they have their different songs. For that song is a software. You can just see it, but you cannot touch it. When you play it on the computer system, it runs very fast and you will hear it in your speakers. We have items like Microsoft Word processing program, the one where you go and type CVs and applications, as you've seen designing them here on our YouTube channel. PowerPoint presentations, talk of things like the Windows. When you're talking of the Windows, you may say that my computer has a problem. When I insert a flash, it comes with a lot of malfunctions. You may need a hard a antivirus. An antivirus is a software. You cannot touch it, you just see it. But it does a very, very powerful job while trying to develop uh, issues here into a computer system. So when you are talking about softwares, these are just programs that tell a computer what to do. As simple as that. So, well, computer input devices. What are these computer input devices? These are items that can enter data. There we have gone back to the hardware. These are items that can enter data into your computer system. So when we are looking at what can enter data into our computer, because you have to feed it, it keeps data, then process it and output it. What inputs data? We have one keyboard. Those are computer input devices. One keyboard. We have microphones. When I'm recording right now, I'm using a microphone. It enters data into this software. So these are input devices. Then we have what we call joystick. Joystick, for instance, those who go to play simulators or games in game stations, you see the one you touch that looks like the gears of the different cars. That one is what we call joystick. We have barrier code. Barrier codes, these are mainly used in supermarkets and on airports, or those belts where you see that you can insert your bag, then it weighs the weight, then or when you take a bread to the teller or to the sales point, then that bread, they will scan the code on it. Those are what we call barrier codes, the one that uh, records the coordinates and those others. Then we have mouse. Mouse is very, very fundamental while trying to input your computer data or into your computer system. Mouse is very important while trying to inclusively insert data into your computer. Other input devices we may have like scanner, digital camera. We have touch screen. For instance, the touch screen of your phone, it's an input device. You touch on it, then it sends command to the processor, very fast and very accurate. Then we have what we call touch pens. You've seen phones that have small pens that you use while you're tapping onto the screen, and those others that can sign online, or those that pens that can sign on pads, then you sign on the document while online, you put your signature. So those are touch pens. We have receiver headsets. Receiver headsets, these are input devices, because when I start to talk while having those receiver headsets, the other person who has called me will be hearing me very well. So also those are part of input devices. Then we have digital voice recorders. Digital voice recorders, this goes like you could be having your phone, it can record. You could be having a small MP3 which can record. All those are classified under input devices. Briefly, we can stop here for now. Thank you.